What if the fire that changed Hope Valley forever was never an accident at all? As the smoke clears and the town tries to breathe again, one question refuses to go away. Someone may be responsible, and the truth could tear Hope Valley apart. The fire may be out, but Hope Valley is far from at peace. When calls the heart. Season 13, Episode 3 begins. The damage left behind feels heavier than the ashes on the ground. Homes are gone, memories are lost, and the people of Hope Valley are trying to move forward while carrying grief they haven't had time to face. The wildfire didn't just destroy buildings, it shook the sense of safety that once held this town together. Every street feels different now. Conversations are quieter. Smiles don't come as easily. There is a shared pain in the air, but also a quiet fear no one wants to say out loud. Was this tragedy just bad luck, or did someone cause it? That question hangs over Hope Valley like smoke that refuses to clear. The trailer for Episode 3 makes it clear that healing won't be simple. While the town works together to help those who lost everything, tension grows beneath the surface. People want answers. They want someone to blame. And in moments like this, grief can turn into anger very quickly. This episode shows a town standing at a crossroads. One path leads toward patience, understanding, and careful truth. The other leads toward rushed judgment and broken trust. As Hope Valley tries to rebuild, the emotional wounds are still wide open. Everyone is affected, whether they admit it or not. Episode 3 doesn't rush past the pain. Instead, it sits with it. It reminds us that after a disaster, the hardest part isn't rebuilding homes. It's rebuilding hearts, and as the mystery around the wildfire begins to deepen, Hope Valley must face a difficult truth. Moving on is impossible until the past is fully understood. And this time, the truth may be far more dangerous than anyone expected. Hope Valley's school doors open again, but nothing feels the same. Elizabeth stands in her classroom, welcoming new students from Benson Hills, children who never expected to leave their homes behind. Their faces tell stories they don't have words for yet: fear, confusion, loss. They sit quietly, unsure if this new place can ever feel like home. Elizabeth tries to create a sense of normal life. Lessons continue, smiles are offered, gentle words fill the room, but behind her calm voice, worry weighs heavily on her heart. She knows these children are not just adjusting to a new school, they are grieving everything they lost in the fire: their homes, their routines, and the comfort of what once felt safe. Some of the children struggle to focus, others withdraw into silence. A few act out, not because they want to cause trouble, but because pain doesn't always know how to stay quiet. Elizabeth sees it all. She understands that healing cannot be forced, especially for children who have already been forced to grow up too fast. Later, Elizabeth shares her concerns with Nathan. She speaks softly, but her message is clear. These children need time. They need patience, not pressure. Her words reflect one of the episode's strongest themes. Healing after loss doesn't follow a schedule. It moves at its own pace, and everyone heals differently. This part of the episode is gentle but powerful. It reminds us that disasters leave invisible scars, especially on the young. Elizabeth isn't just teaching reading and writing. She's offering stability in a world that suddenly feels unsafe. In small moments of kindness and understanding, she becomes a quiet anchor for children who feel lost. Episode 3 uses these scenes to show that Hope Valley's future depends on how it treats its most fragile hearts. And in Elizabeth's classroom, healing begins not with answers, but with compassion. Hope Valley is busy helping families settle in, but beneath the kind gestures and shared meals, tension is growing. Everyone wants life to feel normal again, yet the fire has left a deep crack in the town's spirit. People speak in lower voices now. They watch each other more closely. The need for answers is becoming stronger with every passing day. While some focus on rebuilding, others are focused on the question no one can escape: who is responsible? Rumors quietly spread from porch to porch. Assumptions are made without proof. In times of loss, patience is hard to hold on to, and fear makes people rush toward judgment. Hope Valley has always been close-knit, but now that closeness feels strained. The Mounties are under pressure to act, but Nathan refuses to take shortcuts. He reminds Lee that suspicion alone is not enough. A person cannot be arrested just because they fit a description or because emotions are running high. His words stand out in a town desperate for someone to blame. Nathan's calm approach shows his commitment to fairness, even when it isn't the popular choice. Then, new information surfaces and changes everything. Molly tells Lee she saw someone heading toward the park carrying something on the day of the fire. The detail is small, but its impact is huge. Suddenly, the idea that the wildfire was an accident feels less certain. Questions multiply. Was this careless behavior or something planned? This moment marks a turning point in episode 3. The investigation becomes more serious, and the pressure on everyone involved increases. Hope Valley is no longer just healing from a disaster. It is now facing the possibility that one of its own may be responsible. And if that's true, the damage could go far beyond what the fire destroyed. Lee's pain hasn't faded since the fire. It has hardened. The loss of Benson Hills and the destruction of Rosemary's beloved playhouse still burn inside him. In episode 3, his grief no longer sits quietly. It demands answers, and more importantly, it demands someone to hold responsible. When the topic of the wildfire comes up, Lee's emotions rise quickly. To him, this wasn't an accident. He is firm in his belief that fires don't just start on their own. Every detail, every rumor, every half-formed clue seems to point him in the same direction. AJ McGinty. In Lee's mind, the question is no longer if McGinty is guilty, but when everyone else will see it too. Rosemary approaches the situation carefully, trying to bring calm where emotions are running high. She suggests that the fire may not be anyone's fault, that sometimes terrible things happen without someone to blame. But her words only deepen Lee's frustration. To him, accepting that idea feels like giving up on justice, or worse, ignoring the pain they've endured. This is where episode 3 adds emotional weight to the mystery. Lee's determination feels personal now, shaped by loss and anger rather than clear evidence. His drive to uncover the truth begins to blur the line between seeking justice and acting from grief. And that makes his certainty dangerous, not just for McGinty, but for the unity of Hope Valley itself. As Lee pushes forward, it becomes clear that his actions may soon put him at odds with others in town. If he's wrong, the consequences could be devastating, but if he's right, Hope Valley may never be the same again. Either way, episode 3 shows that unresolved grief can be just as destructive as fire itself. Hope Valley is still standing, but it is no longer the same place it once was. Episode 3 makes it clear that the wildfire has left a mark that cannot simply be erased with time. Even as people rebuild and support one another, the sense of trust that once came so easily now feels fragile. Every choice, every word, carries more weight than before. Quiet conversations replace loud laughter. Fear lingers in small moments like a sudden silence or a worried glance. The fire has reminded everyone how quickly life can change, and that knowledge stays with them. For some, it brings caution. For others, it brings restlessness. The town is moving forward, but not together. Not yet. As the investigation continues, the risk of being wrong becomes just as dangerous as the crime itself. Accusing the wrong person could tear relationships apart and leave lasting scars. Episode 3 raises an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes the need for answers can hurt just as much as the disaster that caused the questions. Elizabeth's concern for her students, Nathan's careful sense of justice, and Lee's unshakable belief all reflect different ways people respond to loss. None of them are wrong, but none of them are easy either. Hope Valley must now find a balance between healing and truth, between patience and action. By the end of the episode, one thing is certain. The wildfire has changed Hope Valley in lasting ways. The town can rebuild its buildings, but rebuilding trust will take much longer. And as new complications begin to surface, it becomes clear that the hardest days may still be ahead.